Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to show you how to apply lashes. I'm going to tell you all of my tips and tricks I've learned along the way. So you will need lashes. These are the Ardell Wispies. You will need glue. I have the Duo Dark Tone Glue. I'm going to do on one eye. And then I'm going to do the Duo White Clear Glue on the other eye. If you are a beginner and have never put on lashes before or have only did it a few times, you probably want to use the clear glue. Funny story. So today I was at Six Flags and we were standing in line and somebody let me know that one of my lashes was coming off. So we were in line for maybe like 30 minutes. So I decided I was going to use my phone camera and try to put this on with my phone camera. And I had a bag in my hand, a drink, yeah. So I was trying to juggle everything. So I held this up to my eye and tried to put it on the lash and instead got it on my eyelid. And this does not dry down clear. The dark tone does not dry down clear. So I just had like black stuff all over my eye. One of my friend's kids ran into me, so it kind of just went everywhere. And I ended up having to wash all my makeup off because I had black stuff all over my face that wasn't gonna come off. So if you're just starting out, I would definitely recommend clear glue. Honestly, my favorite glue currently is the Allure glue, but we are not going to use that today. I would suggest something with an applicator. Just starting out, you don't have to. I can show you how to use it with the tube, but with an applicator, it's just easier to put on and touch up. Also, you are going to need some form of scissors. I use these I think they're like nose hair trimmer scissors. But I'm gonna use these to trim my lashes if I need to. And then you will need tweezers. Now, I personally like tweezers with like a bigger opening like this one instead of like this one, like if you guys see that. Only because it's easier to like get in there. Whereas this, you're like, okay, where's my lashes? Like, I'm supposed to wear glasses and I can't wear glasses while putting on eyelashes, so it's just way easier for me with this. Also, I have this little doodad. You don't have to have it, but it holds the lashes for you, and I think I got this in a pack of lashes for Allure, and I absolutely love this. But it pulls the lashes out and it's easier to set on your eyes. So those are all the supplies you need to put them on. So you take it out of the package and there are actually sides to this. So this side is for my right eye and this side is for my left eye. And you want to keep them on the right side because if you really look, the insides are shorter than the outsides. So you don't want a big lash in your inner corners and you don't want a shorter lash on your outer corners. Like you want it to go like shortest to longest. So sometimes it's hard to tell if they're like not like this. So always save your package so you can put them back on here after you clean them. Okay, so first you're going to want to take tweezers and you're going to want to pull the lash off by the band. You don't want to pull down here because you can bend the individual lash. And when I first started out, I did that. And I had all the lashes pointing upwards like they should, except one that was pointing downwards. And they were fairly expensive lashes. I was so upset. So you're going to want to take your tweezers, or you can use your finger, and start with the band and kind of pull it off like that. Okay. Before you put any glue on the lashes, you are going to want to measure it with your eyes. So the way that I do that is I just take it and set it on my eye. You don't want to look straight ahead because then you really can't see where you're supposed to put the lash. You don't want to close your eye because then, like, I don't know, you just can't really see it. So you kind of want to look down like this. So in your mirror, hold it kind of down here. I actually have a mirror directly under my camera, so I'm going to look into that. Okay, and you're going to want to take the outer layer and the outer lash, and you are going to want to line it up with your natural lashes. You're not going to want to have it way over here because that just looks silly. Sorry, I just saw myself. And you're not going to want to have it way over here and it looks silly again. So you're going to want to line it up with your lashes right here. I would suggest practicing this without any makeup on. When you take your eyelash on and off several times, the glue pulls your eyeshadow and your eyeliner off, and it's just harder to fix once it's done. So I would just practice several times without any makeup on. That way you can kind of figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Okay, so we're going to put this on. So I'm going to line it up with my natural lashes. And you see it is a little bit longer. And it's not sticking because there is not any glue. But I personally do not like when it's in my inner corner this much. So I'm going to trim some of it off. You never want to trim from the inside because if you can see, like, these are shorter, like I mentioned before, and you don't want it to just be like a blunt eyelash all the way across. You kind of want it to like get smaller like your natural lashes. So instead you're going to take it from this side. So the smaller, like I would do it little by little. I wouldn't cut like, oh, this much off. Like I would cut it off little by little. Also, something that I have learned is, I don't know if you can, yeah, I can focus it. Okay, so you see where there's like little beads where the lash is? It's like black, like right there. I wish it would zoom in. Like right here, and there's one right there and one right there. You're gonna want to cut between those because if you cut right in between these lashes right here, these right here, if you cut between that, these lashes fall off. So you're going to want to cut just the clear band, like right, I don't know if y'all can see that, right there. So instead of cutting like right here, like you want to cut between that. So I'm just going to cut this first two little bands off. So I'm going to cut right there. And you're going to want to make sure that you don't, if you go like this and just cut it with the whole scissors, that's why I like these smaller ones, because it kind of reminds me not to do that. You cut your lashes. So you're just going to want to like cut with the very tip of your scissors. So see, I'm cutting right there. And then I don't know if you guys can see that there's just a little bit of band right there. Let's see if I can get something like right there. You're going to want to cut that off so it doesn't poke you. So see, now there's not a little band like poking out at the end. All right, and now I'm going to put this on again and see what I think. Okay, that's perfect to me. I know it won't stay. But see, my regular lashes kind of stop right there. So this is like perfect. So now that I have my lash, it is trimmed. I have no mascara on. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to put, I have a little bit of glue there from earlier. I'm gonna put a little bit of mascara on just so that my eyelashes, since my fake eyelashes are black and my eyelashes are kind of light brown, they match. So I'm gonna grab some mascara really quick. I forgot to grab that, and I'll be right back. So you're going to want to make sure that this is black to match your eyelashes. Another thing, I personally do not use volumizing mascara because these are so thin and wispy. They're not super thick, and you don't want your eyelashes to be clumpy underneath because then it just looks silly. So I'm going to use the Better Than Sex mascara. This doesn't really get clumpy or volumizing for me. I know some people say it does, but I don't know if it's just the tube I have or what. But it doesn't do that for me. So I'm just going to put this on all of my lashes. Okay, so I have it on all of my lashes on this side. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put glue on it. So, I almost dropped it. So one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to put eyelashes on when your mascara is wet. It just won't stick properly. I don't know. So what I do is I take the tube. You can take this and like dab it on the back of your hand, or you can like take a brush and add it. How I do it is I just take a little bit and I squeeze it out like that. And then I run it evenly across my lash. And you want to focus on the ends, especially, because those tend to fly off. One thing I also didn't mention is you kind of want to bend this a little bit like this, just to kind of get it to be flexible to match your eyes. So I like to bend mine almost in half like this, and then just kind of pinch it a little bit, just so it's more like bent. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense for you. Okay, so now I'm gonna put the glue on it. So I have a bunch of glue right there, so I'm just gonna pop that little bubble and run the glue along my lashes. Now you want to do just a little bit. You don't want too much because you don't want it in your actual lashes. But you don't want to do it too light. That way it won't stick. So I've got glue across my lash band. And if you can see, it's kind of in this lash. So I'm going to take my fingernail and just kind of push up to get it off of that lash. And you're not going to want to put this directly on your eye because it's not going to stick, and you're just going to get glue all over your eye and it's just going to be a mess and your eyelash isn't going to stick. You're going to want to wait for about a minute for it to get nice and tacky. You know how when glue, like, it gets sticky? Like, that's exactly what you want it to be, like tape, like how tape sticks. That's what you want. So just wait. I really like the glue. It's Duo. It's made by Duo. It's in a tube. It's white on one side and the lid is black. But when it starts to dry down, it turns like this really like weird green color. And that's when I know it's time to put it on. And then it dries down as clear. Okay, so now that this is nice and tacky, I am going to put it on my lash. I'm going to start from the outer corner and work my way in. I personally like to use my fingers and then go back in with tweezers, but you can use your tweezers, you can use this, like whatever makes you feel comfortable, and try it several different ways and see which way you like. You may use a combination of both like I do. So I'm just going to set this at the corner. And you're going to want to get as close to your lash line as possible without putting it on your lashes. So now I'm going to go in and place it with my tweezers. So I have the outside on, so now I'm going to work my way in. If you see, I don't know if y'all can see this, but like the band is up too high, so I need to fix it. I'm going to start with the inside. The reason why I like these tweezers is compared to these are hard to get my bottom and my top lashes together. Like this. And I'm just going in right now and pressing it to my lashes. Also, I should point out that you don't want your lashes to face down like this when you put them on, but you also don't want them facing up. You kind of just want them to face like that. You don't want to put them on like this, and you don't want to put them down. So this one is dry and complete. If you look, you can see like the band is still slightly higher. If you have eyeliner on, that kind of conceals it a lot. So does if you have makeup on, like I do right now. But something you can do is squeeze them like I was doing. You can also, when you put mascara on, it kind of blends it. You can put another layer of mascara on. I'll do that right now. You don't want to go too heavily on the mascara after you have your eyelashes on, because you can actually push them up. Not push them up, push the fake eyelashes up and pull them off. You can remove them from your skin, which means you would have to reapply it. It also can get too clunky, if that makes sense. And now if you curl your lashes would be the time that you curl them. I don't like to curl them before because it makes it so much harder to put the lash on. So now we are going to do the same exact thing, but on this side. So I'm just going to take a clunk of this black really quick and literally put it right here, so y'all can see that it doesn't dry down and it gets everywhere. So for the rest of the video, I am going to have that black dot right in front of my face. Okay, so where's my lashes? So I'm going to take this lash and I'm going to see what it looks like on this eye. See how it's a little bit too long, but that's like how I want it on this side. So I'm just going to cut off the last two like I did with this other eye. And I'm going to go in this way so I don't cut. If I cut like this, I would cut these lashes and make it look weird. So I'm going to go between the lashes. If you can see, I'm between the lashes. I'm like right beside that like little single one and the few. So right here. I'm going to cut those off. Just go through. And I was able to get the little clear band off that time, so I don't have to fix that. And I'm going to go ahead and put my glue on after I make sure this is the right length. Yeah. All right. So as you can tell, this glue hasn't dried down. So this is the reason why you don't want to use colored glue like the black, the dark tone, anything but the clear. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to squeeze a little bit out, and then I'm just going to run it evenly across my lashes. Focus on the ends, and I'm going to let this dry. I just realized y'all couldn't see, so I cut that out, but I wanted to show you something. So if you see this side is not sticking properly, so in this case, what you would do is you would just lightly pull it off and reapply the glue and let it get tacky again. And yes, I still have the dot on my forehead. If you want, you can hold the lashes and pull the glue off. I love doing this part. It's like my favorite part. So I just like pull it off. Some people use tweezers, but I just use my thumb, my pointer finger, and pull the glue off. So now it's completely clean and I can put the glue back on. Now we wait. Okay, I'm going to put this lash on now. I'm going to start from the outer corner and work my way in. Okay, if you can see, this corner is not on. I didn't put enough glue on it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of glue and I'm going to put it on my tweezer. So it's on the tip of my tweezer. I'm going to take this and I'm going to dab it right in the corner where I want it, the lash to be. You want to do this over your lashes because you don't want to do it this way and then your lash has glue in it and it looks all cakey and gross. So see, I just have a little bit of glue there. I'm gonna let that dry for a second and then I'm gonna put that lash on. Okay, now it's tacky, so I'm just going to put it on. All right, so I have both sides on. They're not up too much. They're not down too much. I can wipe this off, maybe, just kidding. Okay, so now I want to talk about taking them off. To take them off, I take my fingernail and I pull the inner corner, making sure not to get my lash, and just pull it off like that. Then you don't have to throw fake lashes away. You can use them multiple times. So I am going to show you how to clean them so you can use them again. If you use a lot of mascara, you're going to want to do this like every single time you use them. Some people don't clean them every time. I try to as much as possible. So I just don't want to get an eye infection. So it's probably better hygiene to clean them every single time. So I'm just going to pull these both off. As you can see, there is now glue all over this. And now I'm going to pull this one off. That one was much easier to come off. Now, I have my lashes from this morning sitting here. And all I have is a little bit of water. You can see my lashes floating around. A little bit of water and some dish soap. You can also use some makeup remover for your eyes. I've seen people use a face cleaner. I don't want that around my eyes. So I just have a little bit of dish soap and I have water. And so they're nice and wet and they look funny. So I'm going to take one and I'm going to put it on a napkin, and I'm about to switch my camera around so you guys can see. Okay, so this is my napkin and my water with Dawn dish soap in it, and I'm just going to take one of these lashes out and set it on this napkin. I'm going to take the second napkin and I'm going to dry this off a little bit. Oop, I lost my lash. There it is. I'm going to dry it off and set it in a different place. And I'm just going to brush it out. And this kind of gets like all the mascara off of it, if there is any. And then I'm going to turn it where I'm holding the lash. And you can use tweezers. But as I told you before, I like to use my fingers. And honestly, this is a little hard to see the way I'm set up. But you're just gonna try to pull the glue all off of it. So I'm gonna use my fingers, but okay, so I had to do that off camera because I couldn't see. I'm trying to look through my camera lens. But as you can see, these are kind of flat now. So you're going to want to brush them out. Make sure they're clean. And then put them back in here to dry. I'm gonna do my other one off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so these are the ones that I wore today at Six Flags. And these are the ones that I just had on. And if you're on the go, I just put them in a little container when I take them off. One with the right side and one with the left side. That's why I know which is which. This would be easy for you if you can't tell which is which. And you just put some of that water in and do the whole process like we just did. All right, guys, so that is how you use lashes and how to clean them. So thanks for watching my channel. Bye, guys. I lied. Really quick before I forget. Make sure when you are cleaning them that you are very gentle, because you can rip them and you can bend them, and there's really no way to fix that. So you want to make sure you hold them and gently spoolie them to get the glue and the mascara out. You don't want to do it too rough. You don't want to tug it or pull it. You just want to be very gentle when you do that. And you want to make sure that they are dry enough after you do that before you pull the glue off. I don't know why, but it seems like they're more easy to bend and break when they're wet, when you're trying to pull the glue off. So make sure they're dry. All right, bye.